Hey y'all, it's Denise. Welcome back to my channel, MissNiseReads. Today, it's a whole mess. My allergies are acting up, so I want to kind of breeze through this April wrap-ups. Even though there were some good reads that I did read during this month, I think it was a little bit of a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, especially towards kind of like the middle of April. So in total, I read 8 books. I did DNF 1. I also forgot to mention, I read 4 Kindle and technically 4 physical, even though I DNF'd 1. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, I'm gonna show the physical ones first, and then I'm gonna show the Kindle rates. There are books I did start in April that I'm not gonna finish until later on, and that's just also because of the fact of I want to separate some reads for stuff like this and for like my book content related stuff, and then books for just leisure. So keep that in mind as we proceed on throughout the rest of the year. But without further ado, let's get to the books I read. I literally waited the next morning because when I filmed the intro, my allergies were acting up really bad. So therefore, I didn't even bother filming the rest of the video, so we're doing it now. So, the first book that I read was Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 1 by Gege Akutami. Basically, it's about this teenager named Yuji Itadori, and he seems like your basic normal average teenager, but his physical strength is too OP that every single sports club basically wants him, but instead he's like, nah, I'm gonna just chill with the outcast, because why not? But they discover a sealed cursed object, and they don't know the terror and the shit that goes down with it, and when they break it, all hell breaks loose. So therefore, Itadori is like, you know what, I'm gonna eat it. And because of that, he now goes to this academy, and it's very interesting. Not only that, the art, it really conveys. Some might have, like, you know, positive and negative reviews about it, but I like it. I liked how action filled this was, and it was a lot of gore, so keep that in mind if you're not a huge fan of that. But if I'm not mistaken, I rated this a 4.5. I would definitely continue reading the series, and I cannot wait to see what happens in the next volume. The next physical book is One Thing Stolen by Beth Kephart. I've tried with this book at least 3 times within the past few years. I've tried to read it, and I just could not. I couldn't get to it. This is the book I DNF'd. I know, because I got halfway through and I was just like, I don't know if I can finish it, because I don't have, like, the energy for it. So basically, the main character, from what I know, she's dealing with a lot of mental health issues, and she also steals. We love that, don't we? Try to get to the bottom of the case of it, and why. Do not get me wrong, I like the writing of this. The writing is really, really nice. It just wasn't standing out for me, and I've tried so many times with this book. And this was my last one. I'm like, if I like it, I'm going to continue reading it. Whoa, I almost hit my face. If I like it, I'm going to continue reading it. If not, I'm just going to sell it. So, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I really wish. Because I like the potential with this book. I really did, but it just wasn't hitting it for me. The next book is, well, manga. The next manga is Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto. This is the creator of the Chainsaw Man series. This follows 2 small town friends, Fujino and Koimoto, and they both love drawing manga, and you see the growth of not only both of their arts, but as well with who they are as a person from childhood to teenage years to adult years. There is one tragic thing that happens, and I'm not going to spoil it, but that kind of took me for a loop a little bit because I wasn't expecting it. I gave this a 5 stars. This is one of my favorites. Because of this manga, I kind of got back into doing some of my working projects. So I really thank this book for helping me out on that, and just a reminder to not give up on what you love to do. Keep going at it. Keep honing your craft. Keep improving. Trying out new things. So I really appreciate this manga. So this one was a 5 star for me. The last physical book that I read this month was True by Nicole Harman. This is the third installment to the Wing series, and this story follows how Esmari got, chosen to be a presenter for the Spring Festival. And so she's, trying to see what can she do to showcase to the audience about her powers and what she can do with them and all of that stuff. But alongside too, she also has to deal with this guy who wants to do something with her and take her out of the academy into their world. So she's dealing with all of that, and I really liked that aspect because I was taken back. Not taken back in a bad way, but taken back in the last book. And I was just like, oh, so what's going to happen from here? And then the ending, too, made me realize, I'm like, alright, the fourth book is about to get real. And I'm super excited for it. I rated this a 5 stars because this entire series so far has been such a great read for me, especially for leisure purposes. Please get your hands on the Wing series. I will literally post every link in the description below. This is my friend's book, by the way. So please, 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 please support. And she also has an Etsy website as well. So I will also link that in the description below. The stuff that she has is chef's kiss. So on to the Kindle reads. So the first Kindle read that I read was Drink with Umbrellas by Harper. And this follows Olivia taking a splurge vacation because things with her real life stuff when it comes to her job, all of that, it's not great. It feels stagnant for her. And so when she takes this vacation, she's like, you know what, I need this for my relaxing time. I'm hardly relaxed for myself. I need to do this for myself. She runs into this beautiful woman named Michelle, and this woman loves adventures a lot. And Olivia was just going on this vacation because she's not looking for love or anything like that. It happened in the heat of the moment, And the more those two get to know each other, they make that trip very much unforgettable. I really liked seeing both of Olivia and Michelle's characters a little bit fleshed out. It felt more fleshed out in this one a little bit than Alone for Christmas. But that's to me personally. I really liked both of them together. Chef's kiss. The spice was there too. Spice was there. I think my only other issue was just the fact that there were certain moments that felt like plot holes, in the sense of it told what they went to do instead of showing it, but at the same time I get it because it's supposed to be a novella. I understand, but I felt like there was a few plot holes, especially when it comes to the adventures that they went on. I wish that was elaborated a little bit more. But other than that, if you want cute sapphic romance, erotic at that, this is a good read. Very, very quick read. I rated this a 4 stars.
Here, I forgot because I filmed my little recap of one of the books and it ended up not being in here, which is weird. I'm gonna do a quick one right now. Keeping Promises by C.M. Lockhart. It tells a story about Jason and Camry. They've been best friends since they were in elementary school, and then that progressed to then, falling in love through middle and high school. But the way that Jason treated her in middle and high school was complete garbage, and so it's years after they graduated, and they see each other again for the first time. Camry is still having those trust issues with him, and I don't blame her. So this is giving best friends to lovers, best friends to lovers to enemies, second chance type of thing. It's very short, very sweet. I liked the layout of how the story was told, and you get to see it from both of their perspectives, which is really, really nice. I gave this a 4.5 stars. I very much enjoyed it. So, next review.
The next one that I read was One Witcher's Kiss by LC Sun. I did a Instagram and a blog post about it. It was for a book tour, so I'm not going to go into depth about everything about the book. So if you want more of an in-depth type of thing, just go through my Bookstagram and as well my book blog. That will also be in the description below. I liked the lore of how everything was set up. Winter I really liked because she was very much determined about her dreams and aspirations, and even when it comes to like relationships too, she makes it known. She's like, I don't need a man in order for this to happen. My eyes focus on that goal. If a guy comes in, okay, so be it, but like that's not my main priority, and I absolutely love that. I love that in the character. I'm very intrigued about Ray Karan in the next book, which is I believe is Harkist. So very, very curious about where that's gonna go, because that really clicked my interest. But I did rate this a 3.5. But I explained why in the more in depth in the blog post. The last book I read, I mentioned it in last month's recap. Protostar Love by Sheopatra Smith. You see the perspectives of Nia and Boyden. Nia is a music video director, entrepreneur. We love that for her. And then Boyden is basically a rap model. And you get to see the ups and downs in their relationship. The pacing of it at first felt really weird and kind of off. However, I really, really, really enjoyed certain aspects of the story when it comes to Boyden and his past and then him getting therapy. We love that. We should normalize that. But alongside with like how much Nia's worked hard to get to where she is, despite coming from a well-known family. I really, really, really enjoyed that. I think my biggest problem for me was just the pacing of everything. Like, I understand why it's called Protostar Love. I get it. I understand why. I just wish the pacing of it felt better for me. That's why I rated it a 3 stars. It was about to be a 4-star genuinely.
Also back because in the end I went on a tangent about how Protostar Love is black as fuck, black love, but that's also the same as well for Drinks with Umbrellas, Keeping Promises, and One Winter's Kiss. They're all black love. So thought I threw that in.
And with that, that is my April wrap-up. Sorry this is all kind of all over the place. You know, I'm not feeling great. I'm still not feeling as great. Literally I had to take a few minutes to kind of recoup because it was just all too much. So therefore, I'm gonna continue to lay down. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up and comment down below what did you read in April. I would like to know. There should be a video coming out next week talking about hopeful late spring going into summer reads. I want to do that type of video, so keep on the lookout for that. Make sure you follow my social media. All that will be in the description box below. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.